All right, Trish Vander Mooren here, bringing you that market update for the area that I serve, which is Victorville and surrounding, call it the high desert. I like to look at the entire area up here, which would be Barstow all the way up to Wrightwood and everything in between. This is Charlie saying hello. I just wanted to go through some of the highlights of this, the month of August, and kind of where we're at up here. So I'm going to talk about specific cities. I'm going to show you where the average sales price is, any equity improvements up or down, and give you an idea of where we're at here. So if you're thinking of moving here, if you're thinking of selling here, this will give you an idea. It's super important to stay on top of what's happening in the area that you live or plan to live. So let's dive in. First and foremost, I want to talk about interest rates. So interest rates took a nice dip today. And why did they do that? Well, they took the dip because the job market came in at a unemployment rate came in at 4.2. So it is seeing some continued weakening. What does that mean for future federal rates? Like, what would they possibly do, and how does that impact mortgage rates? Well, I say it all the time, but mortgage rates are kind of baking in what the Federal Reserve is going to do. So they're seeing the weakening of the job market, which makes them feel like the Fed will probably do potentially a 50 basis point cut in September 20. Will they or will they not? They're just kind of guessing. They're looking at the economy and saying, I think that they will. I think they're going to lower the federal interest rate. So therefore, we're going to bring down the bond market's going to affect the mortgage rate. So that's why you're seeing it now. Come the 20th, when the Fed meets and they drop the rate, whether it's 25 or 50 points, we may or may not see much fluctuation on the mortgage rate. So that's what's happening right now. So 6.27 is great, but the best we've seen in a very long time. And FHA being about 5.67 for VA as well, about 5.69 for, actually vice versa, 5.69 or 5.67 for VA. So interest rates are really great. Will it bring a flood of buyers to the market? Hard to tell. This is seasonally when we start to slow down, and we're not yet at the slowdown period. We probably have another couple of good boosts in September and October, but we will start to have the holiday slowdown after that. So it's kind of like where this is going to lead us into spring is really what's more important. Like, how's that going to show? Are more sellers going to show up? Or more sellers thinking that more buyers are going to be there, so they're going to go ahead and bite the bullet and upgrade to a bigger house or downgrade to a smaller house because they need something smaller. They don't need such a big house. Are they going to go ahead and let go of that 2.5% interest rate, 3% interest rate, even 4% interest rate to potentially move into a 5, which 5 or 6 is what we're kind of thinking, depending on where we go into spring. So it'll be an interesting 2025. I think we'll have some definite highs and lows, and it'd be really interesting to see. The last couple of years have been a little bit slower because of interest rates being higher. Let's see how many homes we can sell nationally in 2025. All right, so let's dive in and take a look at some of the areas specifically. So when I put all of the numbers together for an average sales price here in the high desert, which is going to include, like I said, Wrightwood all the way up to Barstow and everything in between, Victorville, Adelanto, Apple Valley, Hesperia, Oak Hills, Helendale, so on and so forth. There's so many different areas up here. The overall totality of the high desert is sitting at about, what do we have? We have a 422, 523 average sales price. Now keep in mind, some of the areas are at the higher end of that and some of them are the lower, like Barstow is the most affordable place. So it's going to bring that average sales price a little bit lower. So let's look individually on some of the bigger areas here where people are thinking of moving or selling in particular. Now, if you want more detailed information, make sure that you hit me up and just send me a little message. Hey, Trish, I want to know exactly what this city, this area looks like. I want to know what my neighborhood looks like. I want to know what's going on. I can do that for you. Free of charge. It's just me putting together an update for you specifically and getting it to your email, meeting in person, doing it over Zoom, whatever works best for you. All right, so let's do it. So Victorville, you can see I'm at Victorville Residential Single Family Homes. We are looking at August numbers. They are sitting at a average price of $459.61 at a 5% increase year over year. So still seeing some positive year over year growth in Victorville. Absolutely. Let's take a look at another hot spot out here, Apple Valley. So a lot of people looking to move to Apple Valley. You can buy bigger lots in Apple Valley. I just typed that in wrong, so let's try that again. Apple Valley is definitely a hot spot in an area that people are looking into. So Apple Valley is sitting at an average sales price of $478,888, and they are at a basically flat, just a little bit better. And I also want to show you when I'm looking at each, and I'll go back to Victorville, but Apple Valley, so that's their average price, right? And you can see that we've had some ups and downs here. And this is looking back 5 years, so 2019 all the way through, where we had all these ups and downs here, obviously mostly ups. Days on market, how long is it taking to sell a home? In Apple Valley, it's taking about 24 days on the median side of how many days to sell your home. Let's go back to Victorville and see if you're thinking of selling your home in Victorville, how long would it take you? Now, on average for the entire high desert area, on average, we're looking at the most recent active under contract homes for the month of August. We saw about 49 days. Now, again, that's on the median, and that was just on the most recent one. So individually, it's going to make some differences here. So Victorville, we have about 17 days to sell your home. So that is pretty good. You can sell pretty quickly. It all depends on the home. Everything is about, the home itself, the curb appeal, the condition, obviously the price point. That is the most important part. Price, are you priced right? Are you priced to drive traffic to your home? So depending on that, if you overprice your home, you price too high, you're not going to get the activity. You're going to sit on the market a little bit longer. You possibly have to have some price reductions. So your days on market is going to stretch. So most important to make sure that you're priced right. Hesperia is sitting at days on market at 26, so a little bit longer in Hesperia to sell a home. There's larger lots in Hesperia, bigger properties, and the average price in Hesperia is at $469,714. But look at this, they took a 7.2% jump year over year in price. So solid growth in Hesperia. If you're owning in Hesperia or thinking of selling, your equity is definitely increasing quite nicely. All right, let's take a look at, let's try Oak Hills, another hot area. A lot of people like Oak Hills simply because it's closer to the way down or the top of the Cajon Pass. So it's the first exit that you get into. Basically, it's a first little area. So if you're a commuter, a lot of people are looking at Oak Hills because they don't have to travel through like Victorville and such to get that additional travel time to get down the hill. Also, very large lots, really nice area, some beautiful custom homes in Oak Hills. So a great area to take a look at. Average price in Oak Hills is $614,800, and look at the increase year over year in Oak Hills. So obviously this speaks the story of almost 14% year over year growth. That speaks the story of, okay, a lot of people are very interested in Oak Hills because you're going to get that upward pressure on price when there's more demand and less homes for sale. It's going to increase your prices. So great growth in Oak Hills. If you own a home in Oak Hills, that's fantastic. Average or medium days on market, 38 days to sell your home. Well, look at the bounces here. But 38 days on average to sell your home if you own a home in Oak Hills and you're thinking about selling them. Some of the price points are a little bit higher, so it's about an affordability. Sometimes it's like maybe people don't want such a large area. So there's some reasons why it sits for a little bit longer. So if you're selling your home, you just got to be prepared for it. As simple as that. Let's look into some of the more affordable areas. Let's look and see what Barstow is doing. Now, Barstow is unique. There's a lot of people that own rental properties in Barstow because it is affordable and they can turn around and rent those properties. People not able to purchase at the time, maybe getting ready to purchase, but they need to rent. And the average sales price there, this is not right. Barstow, there it is. All right, so Barstow is 287,025, very affordable area. So 287,025 is the average sales price, and they too took a boost in equity year over year, 2.2%. So if you own property in Barstow, you're still gaining net equity. So all of it, positive growth up here in the high desert that we're seeing. A lot of it, like I said, is just that it is much more affordable here. You get much more for your money here. So we are seeing that continued positive growth year over year. So good numbers. I just wanted to kind of share with you what's going on. If you are thinking of selling or you are thinking of buying and you're looking for someone to kind of help you navigate either side, if you're a brand new buyer and you just want to understand, hey, what's the ropes? You know, it's a very simple, we get on a phone call and I can walk you through all the different steps. No charge, of course, no commitment, just me helping you out. And we can talk about further things from there. So if you're looking to buy up here in the high desert, you want to know about the areas, you want to know about the process of buying, send me a message today and let's get started. Let's get communicating and so I can help you navigate through that. If you're thinking of selling, let's get together. We can talk about what would do to do your home to get it ready for market. What could you price that home at? What could you get? What's your net proceeds going to look like? When's the best time for you to put that home on the market? What makes sense for you and your family, and what makes sense for the family to get the best at what you're looking for? And what are your plans? My name is Trish Vander Mooren, Victorville Living with Trish. Send me a message. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Continue to get my videos, and I'll see you next month for the next market update.